When I beat Brock Lesnar in 5 minutes, there was nobody there. We're in a worldwide pandemic and we needed someone to step up, and Drew McIntyre stepped up.
After spending 3 years as a top-tier babyface, it appears that we're on the verge of witnessing the resurgence of the aggressive and intense Drew McIntyre, who initially rose to prominence and world title contention. Over the last few years, Drew's career has faced numerous obstacles, with his momentum frequently hampered as he had to make way for newcomers or established wrestlers. In 2020, Drew achieved a significant milestone by winning that year's Royal Rumble, earning a shot at the WWE Championship. However, the global pandemic meant that there would be no fans in attendance at WrestleMania 36 to celebrate this monumentous victory. Nevertheless, he carried WWE on his back for many months during the challenging circumstances of the pandemic.
Now my journey brings me to Roman Reigns.
Years later, there was a glimmer of hope when 65,000 fans gathered in the Principality Stadium in Wales, seemingly ready to support Drew, who was just moments away from ending one of the greatest title reigns of the decade.
The end of the reign!
However, once again, he was seemingly screwed in the end.
Thanks to the bloodline, Roman Reigns!
Following an intense battle with Roman Reigns, Drew's momentum was further hindered as he found himself in a seemingly forgettable rivalry with Karrion Kross. A few months later at WrestleMania 39, Drew, along with Sheamus and Gunther, put on a performance of a lifetime, but once again he fell short.
That was the most incredible fight that I have ever witnessed.
Right after WrestleMania, Drew disappeared from WWE, and it became evident that Drew had been harboring his frustration for years. After a hiatus, Drew made a triumphant comeback, receiving a warm reception from the fans. However, his relatively brief rivalry with Gunther seemed unremarkable. A turning point arrived approximately a year after Clash at the Castle, when a feud with the New Day was initiated, with Xavier Woods reminding Drew of his WWE Championship reign during the pandemic.
You're jealous that Kofi won his World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania in front of 82,000 screaming bodies, and you had the biggest moment of your career inside of an empty performance center.
Drew's past further came back to haunt him as Jey Uso made his way to Monday Night Raw, reigniting memories of past encounters when the Uso brothers seemingly made Drew's life miserable.
I want to look you in the eye and tell you right now, I do not trust you one bit.
It can be quite unfair when everyone around you appears to be thriving while you have been consistently held back and relegated to a secondary role for years. Drew's frustration is reasonable, and it doesn't necessarily indicate a heel turn, but rather the story of a man who has endured a great deal of agony and is finally standing up for himself and what he rightfully deserves. Drew's contributions as a world champion during one of WWE's darkest eras have perhaps not been fully appreciated. When he played a heel, he was a dominant force, forging alliances with fellows like Dolph Ziggler, Baron Corbin, and Shane McMahon. Although Drew can masterfully portray both heel and face persona, the heel role appears to suit him best, dating back to his Chosen One days as dubbed by Vince McMahon.
For God's sake, man, you've got to move on.
Despite the advice to move on and leave the past behind, Drew refuses to do so, and his reasons are entirely justified. He won his first world title in an empty arena, and he stepped up during the pandemic era, only to find out when fans returned, his popularity had vanished. And when he finally had the entire stadium behind him, he was seemingly denied a fair chance. Drew's story is undeniably compelling, and his recent portrayal as a multi-faced character demonstrates the fact that he still possesses the it factor. The fact that this anger has been brewing not for months but for years adds depth to his character and storyline. The potential shift in Drew McIntyre's persona is not just a typical heel turn, but rather a natural evolution of his character, driven by the frustrations and challenges he faced over the years. Given WWE's history of sometimes mishandling Drew's momentum, a well-executed character development could indeed be a significant and captivating storyline. If WWE manages to tell the story of Drew's transformation in a compelling and authentic way, it has the potential to resonate strongly with the audience and provide an opportunity for Drew to shine in a new light. This kind of character arc, driven by a history of setbacks and the desire to reclaim one's rightful place, can be quite engaging for fans and lead to a remarkable and impactful chapter in Drew's career.